Here we do need center lines. Snap to the center. I'm snapping to the quadrant to make these a little bit easier. Let's have a discussion about center lines. Center lines extend beyond the object a fourth of an inch. So grab each grip for each center line, point either left or right, up or down, and extend the center line the proper distance away from the object, which is 0.25. You extend the existing lines in your drawing. Do not add more lines with the line command, because you want this to be one continuous line above and below the object. With polar on, this is possible, as you can see. These ones here were just randomly drawn, so I'll trim them first and take them and stretch them out 0.25. 0.25 is the standard distance. Center lines extend beyond an object or a feature. Break lines. Make the object layer current. Take off polar and ortho mode. They're both off. Pick the line command. Snap to one of the lines and just randomly draw break lines. Such as that. You can freely draw another line over here, or you can copy and rotate this one over here if you'd like, so they look like if it's broken at the same point. It's up to you. And pick copy, select everything, enter, grab this point, move it to here. Now to rotate it, pick rotate, select everything that you just copied, enter, pick this as your base point, hit the down arrow, choose reference. Your reference will be the same base point and the very top, and now you have control of the top and you can snap to here to rotate it into place. So give that a shot. Before we dimension our drawing, let's center our part. Let's draw a imaginary rectangle surrounding our feature, temporary, covering parts of the block. Let's draw our diagonals, a diagonal from here to here, and one from border to border. Use the move command, select everything inside, hit enter, pick the midpoint of this diagonal line, and look for the midpoint of this diagonal line. And now our drawing is centered. Remove these lines. And now it's time to dimension the drawing. Switch to dimension. While we talk about dimensioning, we'll talk about the rules of dimensioning. One of the first things we need to do is dimension the features of the part, the little small contours and shapes. We're dimensioning this angle right here, so you will not be using linear. You'll be switching to aligned. Pick a line, grab the two corners, point out to here and type in 0.5. 0.5 is the distance away from the part that we need to be. Here's another feature that is an angular dimension, so look for angular. Angular works by grabbing two lines. You need to pick these two lines here and drag this out, making sure the arrows will not end at a hidden line, a center line, or something else that could interfere with the lines itself. Other details, small details and contours include things like the radius here. I'm going to switch to annotate so you can see these commands a little bit larger. Switch to radius and grab one of these two radii. You only need to measure one of them. Other small details. Here's the diameter of this hole. switch to diameter, grab this hole, and pull it out. As you can see, I cannot pull it out completely. That's alright. Grab this, then grab the grip and move it to extend out of the object. This arc has a radius, and that would be the radius command, and click here and place that in. If you think it's too close, you could of course move it as well. If it's a closed circle, use diameter. If it's a semicircle, like an arc, you measure with the radius. Now that all the small contours and details have been dimensioned, we need to dimension and openings. Every hole and opening has 3 dimensions. Its location in the horizontal direction and vertical direction, and its size. Let's do that for this slot here. Switch to linear. You need to measure from the edge of the part to the center of each part of the slot. Select where the red and blue intersect so that the yellow extension line will overlap the red center line, which is standard in drafting. Here there is an offset, which sometimes you cannot see, so in a radius like this you might pull it out like that to better see the offset. That's a standard habit that you need to develop. Dimension between the 2 center lines, making sure to snap to the arrow points to get them aligned. The distance away between the dimension line and an object is 1/2 inch. So sometimes I will place an object on there, point down, type in 0.5, and that'll be the distance I will use for the rest of my dimensions. To dimension this hole, location is not needed because it's already provided to us with this radius of 1. This radius of 1 and the center lines tell us the location of where this hole is. So we do not need something like this over here. We do, however, still need to measure to the vertical height of the hole this way. This feature is provided here. And now let's do the sizes of these openings. Once again, not a full circle, use radius. No dimension should be in the drawing, so after you place it in, pull it out. Linear, point up, type in 0.5. Aligned, point out, type in 0.5. If it's too close, pull it further away from any line, because 0.5 is the minimum, so you could extend that. I'm going to zoom around and look for any missing offsets. We need offsets between our dimensions and our object. So I'm making sure they are all there. If there are any missing, I will adjust that. Found an error in my drawing. Bring this in so that my arrow and a red center line are not too close together. Being that this is an auxiliary view, it needs to be labeled. So pick under Annotate the multi-line text tab. So under Annotate, pick the multi-line command. Draw a window for our text to be placed. The ribbon up here will adjust. Select your name for your text style. Make sure the text height is 0.125. You could type it in or hit the down arrow to find it, one or the other. On justification, pick middle center with caps locks on. Type in auxiliary view. Close text editor to end the command. If you're on the wrong layer, such as I was, after you enter your text, switch it to the text layer in which it's supposed to be. And it could also be moved closer to your view. If you find these views are too close to each other, You can move your break. Sometimes you take off your object snaps to have more freedom. Ortho's on. Trim. Readjust. Ortho back on. Object snap back on. And I noticed now that I forgot to include the height of the part. Sometimes our center lines cannot be seen when they're too short. So there is a command you can use to change its scale. That would be LT scale. Type in LT scale. Enter a scale factor smaller than 1. We'll try with ½ inch first, 0.5, and that seems to work. So we'll use 0.5. And this ends the lesson 4A. Please save your work.